Hey guys, welcome to Immortal Realm. Let's start our list. On number 10 we have Genius Doctor MOO-JIN. This manhwa has a light novel and it is one of the most popular medical light novels. MOO-JIN, who is famous for fighting in the neighborhood, accidentally gets his hand on a scalpel. Now this scalpel was not your average scalpel, but it was a mysterious object, and he stumbles across Akul, the mysterious ghost doctor inside the scalpel. Akul promises MOO-JIN that she will turn him into a doctor. These simple words from her completely changed MOO-JIN's life. With the help of Akul, MOO-JIN, who didn't know the old folk remedies or anything about medicines, saves the life of people around him and gradually develops his dream of becoming a doctor. This is the story of how a problem child, MOO-JIN, decides to become a doctor with the help of Akul, the genius ghost doctor. Number 9 on our list is Dr. Choi Tai-soo. This is a new manhwa and contains 29 chapters. Although the art is rather unique, but most people have dropped it because of its art. And if you are thinking of doing the same, then let me stop you, because this manhwa is a hidden gem. This manhwa has a novel and it is by far one of the longest Korean novels. It contains more than 3700 chapters. And after reading a few chapters of this manhwa, you will understand why it has so many chapters in novel. It is because the character development is very slow. The story progresses very slowly. Our main character is a naive young intern called Choi Tai-soo. He spends all his day working hard as an intern, but he does many mistakes, and that is what upsets the senior doctors. But one day while he was in the forest, he suddenly stumbles across a man who fell from the cliff. And later does he realize that the person he saved is one of the world's topmost thoracic surgeon, Richard Caprine. And from this day onwards his life completely changes. Number 8 on our list is Super School Doctor. Go Yu, a young man who had never been to school, returned to the city and became a school doctor at Shangcheng University. With his excellent medical skills, he made the traditional Chinese medicine department, where there were a few visitors, become busy. From then onwards, all kinds of people, whether it be men, women, girls, entered Go Yun's life. Now this manhwa has a tag. Specifically I am mentioning it because most of you will skip it, because I also skip it, that is harem. And you have already realized that there would be many annoying girls. Those who enjoy harem manhwas should give it a read, and the rest, come with me, we shall take a jump and move on to the next one. Number 7 on our list is Rebirth of Legendary Doctor. Now this manhwa is more on the action and fantasy type. The Grim Reaper makes a mistake in capturing the soul of an old woman, and trying to save the old woman, our main character, the doctor Shing Aofai, got hit by a car and died, and thus by mistake the Grim Reaper captures the soul of our main character Shing Aofai. When the Yama King comes to know that this was a mistake made by the Grim Reaper, he gives a chance to Shing Aofai, our main character, to be reborn. And not only that, but our main character receives a system known as Rebirth system. Unfortunately, once again in the next life, Shing Aofai is destined to only be a doctor. Now this is a Chinese manhwa and it is really funny, but the translation is really bad. Although you will understand something, but there would be many things that you might miss because of the bad translation. Number 6 on our list is a masterpiece known as Doctor's Rebirth. Our main character had been to abroad to do a medical volunteer work when he was swept up in a civil war. He was killed by a rebel soldier while taking a bullet for a patient. But when he finally woke up, he saw that he had become a child, and also he was in a different world, a world full of martial arts. And in front of him stood a destroyed carriage and a group of oddly dressed people who were unconscious. As our main character hurried to perform the first aid in an attempt to save even one person, he realized that this world is that of the Supreme Demon King, a Murim novel he enjoyed reading. After meeting the rescue team of the three great doctors, he finds out that one of the person he saved was the main protagonist of the novel, the future Demon King, Yo Harun. He then becomes the sworn brothers with the future Demon King. And Baek Ryeon-sun, one of the most knowledgeable people around, recognized his potential and took him in as his disciple. This is the story of how our main character becomes the greatest physician in the world of martial arts. Number 5 on our list is Metropolitan City's Yin-Yang Miracle Doctor. Lin Shu returned from Xiandao, swaying the masters of each road with a proud attitude. With immense medical knowledge of both the spiritual world and the physical world, watch as how Lin Shu solves problem of people. Now this manhwa contains your typical Chinese manhwa storyline of a cultivist main character that takes care of those arrogant side characters, you can say those punching bags. Although there are a lot of medical incidents in this manhwa, but it is not explained how the main character becomes so overpowered. They didn't explain how the main character got so much knowledge about medicines, cultivation, etc. Now that should be expected from a Chinese manhwa, but there is one good thing, and that is the main character is not a simp. The art is decent and the storyline is also decent. So you can read this manhwa if you want to pass your time. Number 4 on our list is Great Doctor Ling Ran. Ling Ran, whose goal is to become the world's greatest doctor, suddenly obtained the Golden Finger system, and this is a system with a high degree of medical expertise. With the help of the system, our main character achieves new heights in the world of medical science. The manhwa and the characters are drawn beautifully. The novel portrays everything in detail, like what happens in the operation theater and the things happening in the hospital, like from the inner working of the hospital to the medical devices to the personality of the doctors. Everything is explained in detail. Well, in manhwa, it's understandable that all these details cannot be explained, but the art is very beautiful and it covers all. Personally, I like the main character, and this is a Chinese manhwa, but the level of this Chinese manhwa is much higher than those typical Chinese manhwas. It is a very good manhwa. You should give it a try. Number 3 on our list is Trauma Center. Patients who can be potentially saved die every day, and to prevent that, a doctor takes a stand. A doctor with a strong sense of duty and responsibility. A doctor who stands as an angel in the trauma center. Witness traumatologist Baek Kang-hyuk's journey as he restores the trauma center to its original glory. Now this manhwa started way back in October 2020, but due to its irregular updates, I didn't mention it in any of the videos. And now as they are updating this manhwa regularly, this manhwa is going to be very popular, and I shall suggest you to bookmark this. Let me tell you, our main character is very overpowered. Overpowered in the sense means he is very smart. He knows what he does and he does it very beautifully. Trauma Center mostly focuses on the emergency department in the hospitals and how they deal with emergency patients and some structural problems like corruption. This story is fast paced and we don't see a lot about the characters outside the hospital. But the best thing about this is the main character. He is very intelligent, smart and likable. Number 2 on our list is AI Doctor. AI Baruda for diagnostic purposes developed by Teiwa Group for the future. During his first year as an internal medicine resident, Lee So-hyuk, who is our main character, was caught up in an unknown explosion while visiting Baruda and lost his mind. And when he wakes up again, he encounters the AI, Baruda, that exists in his head. The two have already formed a relationship that can never be separated. Baruda, whose purpose is to continue deep learning and become the world's best diagnostic artificial intelligence, and So-hyuk, who has been striving for success even in the difficult environment, will work together with Baruda to treat patients and begin their activities with the goal of becoming the world's best physician. They both form a symbiotic relationship, and this story shows the journey of our main character in becoming the world's best physician. This manhwa contains no romance and is directly focused in the field of medical science. And on number 1, guess what? It is the best medical manhwa, Medical Return. Kim Jun, who lived his life as a disreputable surgeon, gains a second chance to relive his life. He then goes back to his middle school days and lives his life to the fullest. Unlike before, he studies non-stop. His goal is to become a dermatologist who makes a lot of money instead of the poor surgeon he was from previous life. This is an underrated manhwa and it deserves a lot of support from us readers. Now those who have already read this manhwa are singing praises about it because this manhwa explains everything about the medicine field from start to end. They will talk about the process in the operation, the patient's condition, the name of the disease and each and every detail about it. And not only that, but our main character is very smart. I mean literally he is overpowered as well as smart. Now this is a manhwa which focuses how the main character grows up from being a student in a school to clearing the toughest exams in the college and then becoming a doctor. Our main character shocks everyone. Even the most prestigious doctor are shocked after seeing the knowledge and talent our main character possesses. That's all for today's video and I hope you liked the video. If you love our channel then you can subscribe it. We'll meet in the next video. Have a very beautiful day.